Sports Duel here at historic Westminster Gym. It's in Fulton, Missouri. It's an important one, and it's next on the Westminster Sports Network. Hello, everyone, and welcome in. My name is Garrett Jones. I'm privileged to bring you the call this evening of Westminster men's hoops as they take on the visiting Iowa Wesleyan Tigers. We saw in the women's game, the Blue Jays took care of business in a big way, winning by 23 points, 78-55, in case you missed it here on the Westminster Athletics YouTube page. Emphatic win for them, and the men's team are looking to complete the 2-0 cycle and the doubleheader. As the two teams warm up, we'll go ahead and give you the starting lineups and a couple key storylines headed into this one. Colin Kaywood, the starting point guard for the Blue Jays. He starts alongside Kobe Wands, one of the best players in this conference. Exciting to watch, and his brother Carter also flanks him as well. 6.6 coming into this one. The two Rolla natives taking the floor tonight once again for the Blue Jays. Stu Hollinsworth holds it up in the middle, averaging more than 10 points a game. Fantastic low post threat. And Romo Tab, one of the most athletic players in this conference, a premier player at the Division III level, coming in at 18-6 on the stat line. The 6'5" St. Louis, Missouri native rounds out the starting lineup for Westminster. Once again, that's Kaywood, both Wands brothers, both Kobe and Carter, Stu Hollinsworth, and Romo Tab wrapping it up for the Blue Jays. They are coached by Matt Mitchell, overall in his 19th year, 238 and 226 record here at Westminster College. Played at Valparaiso in Arkansas during the late 80s for Eddie Sutton and Nolan Richardson. Originally started out as the men's golf coach here at Westminster College, but he has transitioned to leading a fine basketball program that plays here in historic Westminster Gym. They are opposed tonight by the visiting Iowa Wesleyan Tigers. They come in at 1-3, visitors of the Upper Midwest American Conference, and they start Avery Clark at the point guard position, a junior averaging 10.8 points per game. Jared Fernandez is also out there, a forward sophomore, averaging 5.8 a game. Jake Neubauer also on the floor, a junior, coming in averaging 7.3. Austin Banks at 6.8 points per game. And here, fourth starter, and Austin Rebel, one of another just fantastic players in this conference, native of Bassendean, Australia, 17 points per game coming in. He is going to be a force to be reckoned with. It'll be a lot of fun to watch the low post matchup between he and Romo Tab. And going off of that, we'll start with our players to watch. Rebel comes in averaging 17 points, 10.5 rebounds a game, shooting 56% from the floor. He does not pull it from three at all. In an era where you see a lot of guys stepping out and expanding their range, you do not see that from either one of these guys, really. Romo Tab, not afraid to knock down an outside shot, definitely more so than Austin Rebel. He shies away from that. He's coming off a win over Monmouth College of Illinois, where he put up 27 points, 14 rebounds, and shot 10 of 16 from the floor. So he's going to be a force to be reckoned with, but he is opposed by our player to watch on the Westminster side, and that is Romo Tab. His last time out, 21 points, 13 rebounds, so another double-double in the win over the University of the Ozarks. 13 rebounds in that one, 13 of 15 from the charity stripe, so really strong free throw shooting for him. And where you see big guys starting to get better shooting from the charity stripe at all levels. It's good to see that at Romo Tab as well. Westminster comes out in the white home jerseys, white tops, white bottoms, white shoes, although players mix it up and get to wear whatever they want. Iowa Wesleyan with some really good-looking black jerseys, black tops, purple piping. They've got the Air Jordan insignia. Westminster comes out in the Nike fits. It's a good look as well. Just about ready for tip-off here, and before we start, just wanted to take time and thank the Sports Information Director, Kirsten Carney, here for being so accommodating of us. Looking forward to a great evening of basketball. It's already been a good night, but thank you to Kirsten for making it happen. I didn't mention Iowa Wesleyan is led by Alex Huseman. He's a fifth-year guy. He served as an assistant there before getting tapped as the head honcho for the Tigers. He spent 4 years at Upper Iowa University as a member of the men's basketball team. He graduated in 2011. and a Jewel, Iowa native, the chance to lead his team tonight in Fulton, Missouri. Starting lineups just set to be here, announced in Westminster Gym. It's such a cool college basketball environment, such a historical building. Henry P. Iba Court, fantastic place to call a basketball game, and I'm privileged that I get to be a part of your evening tonight. Take a look at some team stats. Iowa Wesleyan comes in averaging 72 points forced, but they give up 85 points a game. If Westminster's going to win, we need to exploit that number, get out and run in transition, convert on three-point baskets. And off of that, Iowa Wesleyan just shooting 28.9% from three, 35% are their opponents. We'll take a quick break as starting lineups are announced and join you shortly for tip-off here from Fulton, Missouri. You're listening and watching to Westminster men's basketball here on the Westminster Athletics YouTube page. We can feel the energy and excitement in this building tonight as the anticipation continues to drum up here in Westminster Gym. It's the Blue Jays taking on the Tigers here from Fulton, Missouri. Garrett Jones, pleased to be a part of your evening tonight as we call the action in this one. Both teams are set for tip-off, so we're ready to get this one underway. We hope this evening finds you well. We're excited to call the action tonight from historic Westminster Gym. It'll be Jared Fernandez and Romo Tab set to take the tip. Westminster wins it, but Tab knocked it out of bounds, so the first possession will actually go to the Tigers. Romo Tab, such an important player to the success of this Blue Jay team. 6'5", 210, out of St. Louis, Missouri. Working it around. Their first possession of the game for the Tigers. Great defense there on the edge. Nice play there and a steal. Coming back the other way with it is Stu Hollinsworth, who finishes with a left-hand flush. Pesky defense play there for the Blue Jays, and Hollinsworth was all over that, poking the ball away, picking it up in transition and finishing with a left-hand flush. Emphatic start there to the night for Westminster. Working it around are the Tigers. Down low to the low post, Austin Rebel, one of the best players in their conference. Back up top, three no good from Austin Banks. Off the rebound and out. A whistle, and we'll stay here. Once again, the starting lineups for both teams. Kay Wood on the floor, both Wands brothers for Westminster, Stu Hollinsworth and Romo Tab for the Blue Jays. Clark, Fernandez, Neubauer, Banks, and Rebel for Iowa Wesleyan. Just trying to figure out and sort out the clock situation. We saw a little bit of this in the women's game. It's hard to get a grip on. Shot clock should reset every time. It's a little bit of an issue to start. To inbound is Austin Banks, junior guard averaging 6.8 points a game from Apopka, Florida. We got the whistle when we're ready to play again. Banks from under the basket. Dribble handoff back up top to him. Avery Clark in the left wing calling for a pass. Back up top to Banks. Good ball movement and good motion away from the ball here. Down low to Rebel. Puts up a contested shot, no good. Fight for the rebound and secured by Carter Wands. Wands, the older of the two brothers in the starting lineup tonight. He hands it off there to Kobe, who comes in averaging nearly 16 points a game. Flip over to Colin Kaywood. Strong ball handling there and down low into Robo Tab, who creates some separation, flips up a contested shot with the left hand, no good. Rebound out to Iowa Wesleyan and Austin Rebel. 18:40 left to play in the first quarter, just underway here from Westminster Gym. And a three-pointer hoisted from the right wing and hit. Avery Clark, a junior, nice shot there. He shoots 43% from outside. He got a good look there and knocked it down. And Westminster looking to respond. Back up top Wands. Back over to him, good ball movement here. Back over to Tab. Crisp passes so far for the Blue Jays, and Stu Hollinsworth traveled. Trying to work it into him in the low post, trying to set something up, and after he forced the first points tonight off staunch defense on the other end, Stu Hollinsworth turns the basketball over. Banks with the basketball as he crosses the timeline. No fouls yet. It's been a clean game. He goes up with the left hand. No good. Left it there. Fights for the rebound. And well contested by Westminster. They were able to knock the ball out of bounds off Banks. He's in a tough spot there in a 2-on-1 situation. So this is Carter Wands with the basketball. Carter wears number 11. His brother Kobe number 5. Carter a year older. Both out of Rolla, Missouri. Teammates in high school and now teammates at the collegiate level. Pass down low, the feed from Kaywood. Back up top. Handoff Kaywood. Tight defense. Poked away. Number 3 on number 3. And believe on the drive there, Kobe Wands stepped on the foot of Allison Banks. That's why he was so upset. Visibly airing his frustration. He didn't think that there was intentional contact there. Nonetheless, it's the first foul of the game on him. First team for Iowa Wesleyan. Flipped in by Kaywood, back up top to Wands. Back over for Carter in the left wing. Designed offensive sets here for Westminster. Romo Tab on the right corner. Down low to Hollinsworth. Nice move inside, and he finishes with the left hand. Stu Hollinsworth with his 4th points in the evening. He's got the first 2 baskets on the night for the Blue Jays. Iowa Wesleyan looking to respond. Tip past there, but they did get it down to Rebel, who finishes plus a foul. Nice job there from Austin Rebel. The Australian averaging 17 points a game coming in Bassendean, Australia. And he's one of 6 Australians you will see on this team. He's a 70% free throw shooter. He does not like to stretch it from outside. He's got a decent jump shot. And his only shot well short. 5-4. Iowa Wesleyan with an early lead. Westminster looking to respond. They kick in the left corner. Kobe Wands a 3. Nothing but air. A little too ambitious on that one. Nice contest from Iowa Wesleyan. Coming to the way with it is Austin Banks, working it around. And a travel. The second one that we've seen call in the game. Each team with 1. They're going to get Jared Fernandez on that one. Fernandez, another international player, also from Australia, New South Wales, from Roselle. And at the Division III level, that international talent pool is something you have to recruit well to compete. Romo Tab expanding his range and connecting. A 3-pointer for the big man gives Westminster the lead. 7-5, the early advantage for the Blue Jays. Tab can shoot. He's a 37% outside shooter, and he's made them pay there. Down low to Rebel, who finishes with the left hand to tie the game. Carter Wands working it around. A substitution recently in the game was Casey McCollum. He just had the ball there. Back over to Carter Wands. Working around. Crisp passing for the Blue Jays. Screen from Hall. Back up top. Expanding his range is McCollum. No good. Fight for the rebound by Romo Tab. A nice save, but well out of bounds. Nice play there by Colin Kaywood to save that one. I already called it prematurely. He did a nice job avoiding Coach Alex Huseman as well from Iowa Wesleyan. A 3-pointer dialed up from McCollum. No good there. He might want to turn down that outside shot. Couldn't convert on either attempt. Back the other way. Iowa Wesleyan working it around. Kick out Fernandez. Back up top. Banks. Beg your pardon, that's Avery Clark who knocks down the shot and hits. Iowa Wesleyan Strong offensive start. Second three-pointer hit of the night for Avery Clark. He's got an early 6. Foul away from the ball here. Looks like they're going to get Jake Neubauer on that one. Beg your pardon. It's away from the ball. They're going to get Colin Kaywood. Just underway here from Westminster Gym. 15 minutes and 4 seconds remaining in this first half. Dribble handoff, Neubauer. Over to Clark. Back on the right wing. 15 to shoot. Drive inside. Left wing 3 from Banks. Well outside and off the right iron. Kick back out. Clark a 3, and he hits. Avery Clark with the Manu Ginobili celebration. He is 3 for 3 from outside and already near his season average. 9 points early for him. He came in averaging 10. Westminster down 6, looking to respond. Handoff here. Kobe Wands. Kaywood. Carter Wands now. Flings it back over. Romo Tab looking to go to work in the high post. 4 to shoot. Shot clock a factor here. They kick it left wing. Kaywood contested 3. Doesn't even draw iron. It's a shot clock violation. Fantastic defense. And a strong start for Iowa Wesleyan. Avery Clark, the man to keep an eye on there. Moving right to left across your screen are the Tigers. Back over to Neubauer. Back over corner for Fernandez. Down low, back up top. Banks, and they find Clark in the corner. Will he make him pay again? He misses his first shot of the night. A three-pointer off from the left corner. Rebound Westminster. We're back the other way in transition. Wands a chance to score, and he does. Kobe Wands, the shorter of the two Wands brothers, but he is a nifty scorer. A lot of dexterity in the low post as a kick out here for Neubauer, who hits a 3. Strong start shooting the ball for Iowa Wesleyan. They are 4 of 7 from the outside. 3 hit from Clark as they extend their lead 16-9. The visiting Tigers lead the Blue Jays. 13-10 remaining in the first half. Wands working it around. Down low, McCollum. Back up top, Tab. Romo Tab going to work. Nice post move. Goes with the reverse layup. Low percentage shot, but the rim was his friend there, and he gets the bounce. Romo Tab, such a prolific offensive player. He's got 5 early points. And keeping Westminster in this one. A turnover. Avery Clark been such a good offensive player tonight. The brothers in transition, and Carter Wand finishes with the right hand. The assist from Kobe Wands. We've said it multiple times tonight, the two brothers from Rolla. Wesleyan looking to respond. 21 on the shot clock. Thought that might have been up and down. Nice play there by Neubauer to at least get a shot off, but rebound William Woods with a chance to tie it. Handoff here, Kaywood looking to do so, and he hits. Colin Kaywood, I beg your pardon, connects, and Westminster seizes the momentum. They tie this one up. A 7-0 run for the Blue Jays. 12:07 remaining in this first half. Westminster 16, Iowa Wesleyan 16. Stick with us on the Westminster Athletics YouTube page. Well, they're ready to play immediately. And we're just about set to kick things back off here in this first period. 16 all to score. 12:07 remaining in it. Austin Banks with the basketball for Iowa Wesleyan. Been one of the few players who hasn't caught fire for them offensively. A substitution into the game. For the first time, Alberto Torres graces the floor, and they kick it to another substitution who banks into 3. Fantastic shot there by Brian Patterson. Doesn't like to expand his range too often, but when he does, you see the results. Wands with the basketball. Back over to Stu Hollander, I should say, who just subbed in the game. They work it around to another substitution. Hayden Drache And an offensive foul here. Westminster turns it over. They're going to tag Drace just into the game on that foul. No other substitutions to tell you about. Pretty much the same unit kept in for both teams so far. Hollinsworth got into early foul trouble, but he scored 4 points, so keep an eye for him back on the floor, guarding number 20, Austin Rebel. And they're correcting the foul call. Looks like that's all sorted out. And Austin Banks with the basketball. Screen from Rebel. Working it back over. A substitution just into the game for Iowa Wesleyan. There's a foul call there. Caleb Cresswell, a freshman. You see him there with those cool sneakers. Multicolored look there. We'll be keeping an eye on that all game. Definitely stands out on the court. Another whistle and a foul. Banks to inbound. Iowa Wesleyan in the half-court set. Flip it back up for Torres. Calling on offense, gets it to Cresswell. Tight defense there from Drace. They bring the double. Back up to Rebel outside the paint. Cresswell driving, 7 to shoot, shot clock a factor. Rebel with the basketball at the top of the key. They get it to Banks, 2 to shoot, 1 to shoot, they turn it over. A nifty move there to try to salvage anything out of the possession from Cameron Mack, who just subbed into the game. And I do beg your pardon, it was Cameron Mack who hit that early 3, not Brian Patterson. He is yet to sub into the game. Had the numbers confused. Westminster also with the substitution. Stephen Brandt just subbed in. And this is Drace with the basketball. 10 minutes and 47 seconds remaining in the first half. Turnover here for Westminster. Tight defense played. And Juan strips it away in transition. Looking for Elenis Drace, and he lays it up and in. Hayden Drace might not have the ups to finish that one with a ferocious right-handed slam, but he just made sure he converted for the 2 points there. And a 6'2" freshman, junior I should say, converts with a right-handed layup. 18-19, a tight game. Westminster trailing. Contested 3 hit. Really nice job there from Torres to connect from outside. Alberto Torres with his first points of the night. Carter Wan's in now. Back over to Hollinsworth. Works it around. Down low to Hollinsworth again. Nifty post moves in a mid-range J. No good. Fight for the rebound. Contested by Mack. And back the other way for Iowa Wesleyan. Rebel almost lost the handle on that pass, but he's able to bring it back in and finish with 2 hands. And suddenly, Iowa Wesleyan has established its largest lead of the game. Wan's back the other way. Back over to down low. Corner 3 for Drace. No good. Fight for the rebound, back out to Wan's. Back up top. This is a 3 from and hit from the outside. Nolan Hout just into the game, hits a 3. Hard to keep track of the substitutions. Both teams have brought in a slew of players. That 3 was a little too ambitious from Torres. And Westminster with a chance to tie. Screen for Wands from Hollinsworth. Drace. Back over to Hout. Nice in and out move by Wands. He drives in and can't finish with the right hand. Rebound Rebel, and it looks to slow things down. 8:43 seconds remaining in this first half. Iowa Wesleyan 24, Westminster 21. Tight contest. They bring the double, and a dive there. All out stop by really nice play by Brandt to dive for that basketball, and it doesn't end up burning Westminster. They got a chance to tie it. This is Drace with the basketball. Back over to Hollinsworth. Carter Wands now. 15 to shoot. Back to Brandt driving in with the right hand, flipping it up and in. Acrobatic finish from Stephen Brandt, plus the foul. And the Westphalia, Missouri native, just a sophomore. Key element of this team is their youth. You see it there from Stephen Brandt, bringing energy and efficiency off the bench with a chance for a three-point play. a 50% free throw shooter, so it's hit or miss here. And he leads the points at the scoreboard. Now, loose ball foul here. A whistle indeed. Stay on this end. Cresswell with the basketball on the right wing. Dangerous pass tipped out of bounds, but it stays with the Tigers. In on the floor for Iowa Wesleyan, Neubauer, as well as Cameron Mack. Jared Fernandez just subbed in. Torres at the top of the key, and Cresswell with the basketball now. He works it around the corner. Pump from Mack, drive in with the right hand. Scoop shot, scores. Nice play there by Mack to create his own shot. And it's 2 points on the board for the Tigers. Dribble handoff here. Brandt driving in. Flips it left wing. Hollingsworth at the drive. We haven't seen a lot of Romo Tab with 2 fouls being arrested in this one. Drive in by, nice finish there. Great job by Hayden Trace to drive in, contest, and finish with the right hand to bring Westminster back within 1. 26-25. 7:22 remaining in this first half. Tight basketball game so far. Wesleyan trying to separate, and they do. Good finish from Jake Neubauer, who finishes under duress and extends the lead back out to 3. 5 for him on the young evening. Avery Clark leading Wesleyan still. He's on the bench with 9 points. Drive in there for Hollingsworth. Can't finish with the left hand, but he did get fouled. He'll go to the free throw line. Hollingsworth on the night, 4 points, 2 of 3 from the floor, but we did mention that early foul. A Webster Groves, Missouri native, and you might recognize that high school name. A lot of good athletes produced there recently, namely Courtney Ramey, as Hollingsworth leaves that one at the free throw line. They played together Ramey's freshman and Hollingsworth's senior season back at Webster Groves. But Ramey committed, top ESPN 100 player, committed to the University of Texas back in April. Hollingsworth goes 1 of 2 at the free throw line to draw Westminster back within 2. 5 points on his night. A press defense here, aggressive from Westminster, working it around, and an errant pass is stolen away by the Blue Jays. Coming back with it is Trace, slowing things down here with 6:43 to play in the first half. Hollingsworth at the top of the key. Nice spin move here. And he got fouled. A reach in there called. Looks like they're going to tag Brian Patterson for that one. He just subbed into the game. Avery Clark also back into the game. Austin Banks, I should say, as well. It'll be a full 20 to shoot for the Blue Jays. Signed inbound play, flipped out to Kobe Wands. Wands looking for a screen, but he decides to hand it off to Brandt. Brandt driving in now in the low post. They get it low to Drace. Back out Tab. Jab step and pull up from the outside. No good there. That would have been a long 2 anyway. Coaches always advise against that shot. Back over Banks. And he took too many steps. Tried to do the rip-through move, but the referee was not buying it. Another turnover for Banks, who doesn't like it. He was called for a foul after what he thought Kobe Wands stepped on his foot. He also gets called for the foul there. Contact and another whistle. A lot of gaps in this one. No team in the bonus yet, but we soon might have that situation. 5 fouls on each team. That's on Hollingsworth, his second. Something out of the game is Brandt. In comes Romo Tab. And they get it in, the offensive playmaker in the low post. Tight defense there. Avery Clark cuts it off the screen. Dribble handoff Race. Back over Tab. 11 to shoot. Tab lost the handle on the basketball, but got possession once again. Drive in Wands. Kick out left wing. It's good. 3-pointer Colin Catewood. His second of the night. And Westminster takes a lead, 29-28. The Blue Jays now leading, 5:43 remaining in the first half, I should say. Up fake here. Iowa Wesleyan looking to respond. Avery Clark, the leading scorer, drives in, turns the ball over, but Banks gets it back. Bounce pass out. Corner three, Clark. Halfway down and out. Rebound, Hollinsworth. And Westminster coming out the other way. Drace with the basketball. Right wing, Hollinsworth. Kaywood drives in. Behind the back pass. Bad decision there. Fortunately, it went off of Clark and back into the hands of Kaywood. Down low in the low post. And Romo Tab finishes with the right hand. Hey, it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. Westminster will call their first. 31-28, the Blue Jays leading. It's been a good first half. Stick with us for the conclusion of the first half. 4:56 remaining. You're listening to Westminster's men's basketball on the Westminster Athletics YouTube page. Back in Fulton, the Westminster Athletics YouTube page and the Westminster Sports Network. Garrett Jones pleased to bring you the call this evening of tonight's action. A quick look at the team stats. It's been a great offensive game. 31-28, Westminster leads it. 4 minutes and 56 seconds remaining in the first half. Both teams shooting the cover off the basketball. 58% from the floor for Iowa Wesleyan, 59 for Westminster, 13 of 22 and 11 of 19 respectively. Westminster with 4 3-pointers and Iowa Wesleyan with 6 as Austin Banks looks to make some more of that happen here. They bring a double in a full court trap. Back over to Clark. Kicks it over. Driving here from Neubauer. Contested shot, no good. Rebound Tab. And nearly a turnover. This one squeaks away from Westminster, but back into the arms of Tab. Nearly a disaster there for the Blue Jays in their own backcourt. Driving here, Tab in transition. Finishes with the right hand. Romo Tab, such a prolific offensive player. We've seen it so far. He leads the Blue Jays with 9 points. Working around back into the game is Cameron Mack. They're working the low post back out to Rebel. Neubauer drives in and takes a shot from the free throw line, believes it's short. Fight for the ball, Mack into the corner. Neubauer running all over the place, and he ends up getting the three-point shot. Jake Neubauer with a big shot. Kobe Wands with the basketball. Back over to Colin Kaywood. Nearly turned it over, but Romo Tab so athletic, able to get his hands on that one. 33-31. Westminster with an advantage late in the first half. Hollinsworth and Tab into the game. Nice up fake. And Tab able to finish with 2 hands. Romo Tab has broken double digits with 11. Austin Banks with the basketball. Trying to respond after his team is down, facing its largest deficit of the evening. Clark working it around. 13 to shoot. Neubauer. Tight defense from Hollinsworth. They bring a double, and they turn it over. Westminster in transition. Leaves it left wing. Drive in. Nearly out of bounds, but Hollinsworth is able to pull it in. Leaves the three-pointer well short. Rebound to Mack. And out to Neubauer. 2:51 remaining in the first half. Leaves it off for Mack. Three-pointer for the left wing, no good. Rebound to Hollinsworth. Now for Kobe. Dribble handoff for Carter Wands. Back over to Colin Kaywood, feeling it from outside, and he hits. Third three-pointer of the night for Colin Kaywood. He's got 9. And Westminster has its biggest lead of the evening. Timeout Iowa Wesleyan. 38-31, the Blue Jays leading. Stick with us on the Westminster Athletics YouTube page. As the buzzer sounds, signaling the end of the timeout, I should say. Westminster leading 38-31 on its home floor over the visiting Iowa Wesleyan Tigers. 2:29 remaining in the first half. Romo Tab leading the Blue Jays with 11 points. Colin Kaywood with 9. He's hit 3 huge threes. Stu Hollinsworth got into early foul trouble, but he's been able to record 5 points. As for the Tigers, Avery Clark hit 3 early threes, leads them with 9 points. Neubauer's got 8. Austin Rebel, the man in the middle, has 6. Looking for momentum right before the half. The Tigers come into the half-court set, get it down low to Rebel. Tightly contested defense, but they kick it out to a wide-open Torres, who misses a 3, secured by Rebel. And they kick it up for Clark, looking for number 4. No good. He's missed 3 straight as Hollinsworth rebounds that one. Wands drives in now, nearly loses possession of the basketball. Kick over Tab. Dribble handoff Wands. 18 to shoot, 2 minutes to play. Kaywood. Over to Wands at the top of the key. Right side, Kobe Wands. Nice up fake from Kaywood, who drives in and finishes with the right hand. Colin Kaywood, the Jefferson City native, feeling it so far. He's tied for the scoring lead with 11. And Avery Clark, in transition, saw a lane open up, but Romo Tab met him there. Unfortunately for him, he's going to get called for the foul. And Avery Clark will go to the line. Clark, a 44% free throw shooter, native of Waterloo, Iowa, so he stayed at home to play his collegiate basketball. Came in averaging 10.8 points a game. He's got a chance to match that number here, but he leaves the first one up and no good. Second one upcoming. And it's good. Clark loves to shoot the three-pointer. He had 6 in the last game. He's got 3 so far in this one, looking to match that number. Westminster in transition. Top of the key, Hollinsworth. Works over Brandt, just sub back in. Back over to Kaywood. That pass nearly went out of bounds. Nice job by him to get a hand back on it. Kaywood working around, down low, Hollinsworth. Back over to Colin. 8 to shoot. He drives in. Up with the left hand, no good, but a foul. Looks like they're going to get Austin Rebel with this one. On the arm, they'll send Kaywood to the line. Kaywood, a graduate of Elias Catholic in Jefferson City. You might know it. Really good athletics these past couple years. This first one is up and in. Streaky shooter, but he's really progressed over his past couple years physically. His first one was good. Second one, up and in off the iron. 13 points to lead all scorers has Colin Kaywood. Trailing by 10, the largest deficit of the game for either team. Iowa Wesleyan looking to respond. Nice play by Kaywood, just making plays all over the floor on both ends of the basket. And he's able to tip that one away out of bounds. It'll stay with Iowa Wesleyan, but a staunch defensive play there by the junior. Torres with the basketball off the inbound. Back up top to Clark. Spin move, nice move inside. But Avery Clark has missed 4 straight shots. And he has handcuffed this team offensively in its recent possessions. And one out of bounds off the Tigers. And Westminster will retain possession. So this is Kobe Wands, who's also been quiet. Only 2 points in the first half. And Clark did a nice job getting his hands on that one, stripping it away from Wands as he went up. And went out of bounds off the Blue Jays. 42-32. Westminster leads. 41 seconds remain in this first half. Grant looking to inbound. Has to get into Hollinsworth, who breaks the last second. 17 to shoot in the left wing. Grant back to Kaywood. Working it around. Back up top, Hollinsworth. Carter Wands with the basketball. He drives in with the right hand. 5 to shoot and finishes. Up and in is Carter Wands, who gives Westminster its biggest lead. They lead 44-32. The 12-point advantage is the largest of the night. Rebel trying not to let this game get out of hand. Goes up and finishes with the left hand to bring it back down to 10. 5-4-3. The ball goes out of bounds as the waning seconds of the first half tick off. It's a turnover for Westminster, who was able to steal the ball away. And it looks like the Tigers will get one shot to put up before the half. Rebel flips it in. Clark going to heave it from the half-court stripe, and no good. So Westminster uses the fantastic 2-minute stretch to separate from the visiting Iowa Wesleyan Tigers, and that's the story of the first half. They lead 44-34. Stick with us. We'll be back with you shortly before the start of the second half for halftime updates and storylines. You're listening to Westminster Men's Basketball on the Westminster Athletics YouTube page and the Westminster Sports Network. Back in Fulton, Westminster Gym, a historic site. A lot of great basketball games over the years, and this is another one. Westminster 44, Iowa Wesleyan 34 at the half as the teams take the court for warm-ups ahead of the second half. Back and forth affair for most of it, but Westminster was able to pull away late. We'll take a look into that run here in a moment. But first, let's break down the players scoring. Colin Cawood with 13 to lead all scorers at the half. Big day for him, shooting 3 points, shooting three balls outside the arc. We'll take a quick break and rejoin you shortly. Back with you now. Colin Cawood leading all scorers with 13 points, shooting a very hot 4 of 5 from the field, 3 of 4 from the outside, 2 of 2 from the free throw line. Romo Tab, such a talented offensive player. He's doing that again tonight. 11 points, 5 of 7 from the floor. Stu Hollinsworth got into foul trouble early, but came in and impacted down the stretch. 5 points for him. Carter Wands with 4. He's been quieted. Hayden Drace, 4 points off the bench. Nolan Hout with 3 as well. Kobe Wands is doing extremely quiet tonight. Such an impactful player for Westminster on a normal night. Came in averaging nearly 16 points a game, but tonight he's been held to just 2. Fantastic job by the Tigers defending him. Stephen Brandt has 2, and Casey McCollum took the floor but does not have any points. As for Iowa Wesleyan, Avery Clark came in averaging 11 points a game. He's already almost hit that number with 10. He had 3 threes to open the half, but went ice cold, missing 0 of 5. Jake Neubauer is 8. Austin Rebel with 8. He's been quieted for the most part in the low post. Cameron Mack with 5. Alberto Torres with 3. Jared Fernandez, Austin Banks, Caleb Craswell, and Brian Patterson have all hit the floor but not scored for the Tigers. Looking at the shooting percentages, Westminster just absolutely shooting the cover of the ball. 18 to 29 from the floor, 62%. As for Iowa Wesleyan, not a bad number by any means, 13 to 28 from the floor for 46%. They both really shot the 3 ball well in that first half. 7 3-pointers converted for Iowa Wesleyan, 5 for Westminster. 9 turnovers for the Tigers, perhaps the difference in this game to Westminster's 5. And both teams have drawn it to a standstill in the rebound category. We'll take a look at the turning point now. It was 28-29. Westminster with the advantage until Colin Cawood hit a big 3 in transition to put the Jays up. And since then, they've gone on a 16-6 run. Cawood has been by far the most talented, fantastic offensive player in the court tonight. Maybe not the most athletic guy in the building tonight, but he certainly has been able to shoot the cover of the basketball and playing extremely well in that first half. Once again, a big thank you to Kirsten Carney, the SID, for setting us up tonight. Very privileged to bring you this action tonight. A cold night here in Fulton, Missouri from Westminster Gym. Take a quick glance at the upcoming schedule for Westminster. This is why currently sitting at 1-4, it's important to get as many wins as you can, especially in a non-conference game. Upcoming for the Blue Jays, we've got Blackburn at home on Saturday, on the road. They got Eureka the Saturday after that, Tuesday off. The following Saturday, they come home against Fontbonne, and that is Ugly Sweater Night. So, Fulton fans, if you're listening into your Blue Jays, come on out on the 15th and take part of Ugly Sweater Night. That's going to be a hoot. Well, we're here and ready to start for the second half. Westminster to inbound. Cawood had such a good first half shooting the basketball. He gets it into Kobe Wands now. The ball on the top of the key. Out to Romo Tab. Yep, faking a low post shovel. Hollinsworth backing his man down. Goes up with the right hand. No good. Fight for the rebound. Tab got a hand on it, but couldn't possess the basketball. Actually going to whistle on a foul here. The first of the second half. And Cawood will inbound from under the basket. Calls it a design play. and flips it up for Hollinsworth. Dangerous pass, but Stu with the athleticism able to get up and get that one. Back across court for Carter Wands. Dribble handoff for his brother Kobe. Two have been really quiet in this game, but Kaywood has not. 13 to lead all scorers of the half. Down low, Hollinsworth. A rip-through move and a move with the left hand. Shot no good. Rebound Rebel. A clean shot clock. 19 minutes, I should say. A fanatic block by Stu Hollinsworth. The Tigers stick with it. Rebounded off and secured by Westminster. 19 minutes remaining in the second half, and they block it on the other end. Nice play over there as this game has gone crazy. A steal for Romo. And Tab feeds to Kaywood, who finally has gone cold. He misses the left-handed layup, and trying to settle it down after that wild exchange is Avery Clark. 2 blocks, a steal, and a missed layup, all in that last sequence. Clark going up, gets the whistle, but not the shot. 44-34, still to score. 18:35 left to play in the second half. An emphatic block at the other end by Stu Hollinsworth. Couldn't even spit out what I was trying to say because the block caught that much attention. Clark at the free throw line. Led Iowa Wesleyan with 10 points at the half. 1 of 2 at the line today. 44% of the season. First one is up and good. Clark loves to shoot the basketball from the outside. He had 24 points in his last game. 6 of 11 from the three-point stripe. And the right-handed shooter, his second one is up and good. So he draws it back within 8. And Westminster with a chance to expand their lead. Wands at the top of the key, drives in, puts up a reverse layup, nothing doing there. Fight for the rebound, and secured and tipped away. Nice play in transition. Great job to catch up with it. There was Jared Fernandez on the feed from Austin Banks. And suddenly it's a 6-point game. Carter Wands, shovel for Kobe. Contested shot, flipped up and in. Kobe Wands finishes in the low post, and he's got his 4th points of the night. A whistle here. Nice charge taken there by Carter Wands. And that's a potential momentum shifter. Iowa Wesleyan got out and ran, scoring early and scoring often in the first half. But Carter Wands a nice shot to take the charge there. Screen from Tab, expanding his range a bit, taking a step outside and shooting a 3. Nothing doing there. Rebound out to Iowa Wesleyan. Shovel here. Clark at left wing 3, no good. Rebound Wands. In transition. Kobe Wands finishes plus a foul. And after such a quiet first half, he has played extremely well in the second. Wands able to finish with the left hand under duress. And he's got a chance for his 7th point of the night. Kobe Wands a 94% free throw shooter, but a rare miss there. Rebound by Rebel. Shovels it to Clark. Pressure from Carter. But it leads to an open 3 and a connection. Jake Neubauer takes advantage of the gaps in the defense and brings it back within 7. The Westminster faithful here in Westminster Gym getting into this one. 17 to shoot. 48-41 Westminster leads. 17 minutes remaining in the second half. And that 3 by Kaywood. A heat check. Rebounded by Rebel. Come back the other way with it is Wesleyan. Drive in. Banks got fouled. And they're going to get 11. Carter Wands on the foul. Sends Banks to the free throw line, a 55% shooter in the season. His first one's up and good. Comes in averaging 6.8 points a game. Pretty all-around, good all-around shooter. Second one is up and good. So it's only a 5-point game. Westminster took to the second half with a 10-point lead. They have given that up here. Back over Tab. Dribble handoff Kaywood. Back over. Hollingsworth wasn't ready for the pass. Nearly lost it. Has dived to the floor to get it. And Westminster secures possession. 12 seconds to shoot. They reset. Kickball off Westminster. Wow. They have failed to grasp momentum here in this second frame. And suddenly, Iowa Wesleyan with the chance to bring it to a one-score game. Back over Neubauer. Up top for Banks. Screen from Fernandez, but a whistle. An illegal screen. Fernandez couldn't get completely set. They turn it over and it'll go back to Westminster. The bonus not yet an issue. 2 fouls for Westminster. 3 for Iowa Wesleyan. And the clock did not get going when Kaywood inbounded it. He flips it into Wands. Back over Tab in the corner. Up top for Wands. Kaywood now driving in. Passed up the contested shot. Hollingsworth in the low post. Goes up with the left hand. No good. Rebound Rebel. And another opportunity for the Tigers. Screen from Fernandez got set that time, but they turned it over. Banks a little too transition. A little too ambitious there and in transition. Westminster with opportunity to run. They had a 5-on-4 advantage, but they give that up. Nice defense played. Wands might have walked there. Kobe floats it up. No good. Back for Kaywood, who drives in and tries to scoop with the right hand and does. Colin Kaywood finishes with the right hand. He's got 15 to lead all scorers. And Westminster is able to extend its lead. 50-43, the advantage for the Blue Jays with 15 minutes remaining in the second half. Down low, Rebel creates some space, forces up a shot, no good, missed with the left hand. Rebound for the Blue Jays. Wands trying to slow it down here, goes up, kicks it back out. Up top, Kaywood a wide open three, no good, off the left iron and out. Clark trying to slow things down here. Pesky defense from Kobe Wands. Unfortunately for him, poked the ball out of bounds. Out of the reach of his brother Carter. So it'll stay on this end of the floor with the Tigers. Coming into the game, Alberto Torres is in. Austin Rebel will take a seat. Rebel in the night. Such a talented offensive player, but he's been quieted tonight. No fouls. 8 points, 9 rebounds for him. Relying on the likes of Avery Clark and Jake Neubauer, 2 small guards. They flip it in there to Fernandez, who's able to Euro step and get to the basket. A nice move from the Euro himself. Well, maybe not a Euro. Back up top, Kaywood. Over to Wands. Left corner, Kobe Wands. Dribble handoff for Kaywood. Screen from Hollingsworth. And he wasn't set, but a shove there. Looks like they're going to get maybe Neubauer for that one. Couldn't tell. And after some delegation, they do determine that the foul was on McCollum, who just subbed into the game. Kobe Wands to the basketball. A double screen from McCollum and Wands. Back up top to him. Or for Kaywood. Romo driving in. Flips it up. Tab can't connect on the pass. Nice shot there by McCollum to follow. But Wands misses it with the right hand. And a loose ball foul. Bring the possession back to Iowa Wesleyan. Fifth foul of the period. Not yet in the bonus. Well, Tab's going to sub out. Nolan Hout is going to sub back in. Banks with the basketball crosses the timeline. 13:42 remaining in the second half. 50-45 the score. Westminster went the advantage. That one was tipped up and in by Fernandez. Nice job there to follow. And suddenly we have a one-possession game. Carter Wands. McCollum a dribble handoff. Kaywood with the basketball. Driving in now. Tries a spin move. Contested shot. Left it well short, but a rebound to McCollum. Back down low to him. Hand off to Carter Wands. Back up top. Kaywood takes a jab step. Pumps a three. No good. Rebound out to Iowa Wesleyan. A chance to tie the game or draw within one. They turn it over here. Neubauer a little too aggressive. And he's called for a foul. The 6th of the period on the Tigers. 13:02 remaining in the second half. Westminster still clinging to a three-point advantage. They led by 10 at halftime. Shovel it into Carter Wands. Quiet night for him offensively. Only 4 points off 2 of 5 shooting. Down low to him, looking for a pass that wasn't there. And his brother Kobe nearly turns the ball over. Nice job by Hout to at least get to the basketball. Heavy pressure and a press, 10 to shoot. And they do turn it over. Clark able to get his hands on it, but he knocked it out of bounds off himself. And Westminster will retain the basketball with 6 seconds remaining. And Matt Mitchell is going to take a 30-second timeout to discuss things with his team, slow down the pace. Iowa Wesleyan is drawn back within 3. It's a good game. How will this one shape up down the stretch? You're watching Westminster men's basketball here on the Westminster Athletics YouTube page. Back in Fulton in historic Westminster Gym. 50-47. Blue Jays with the advantage. 12:37 left to play here in the second half. And a steal on the inbounds. Recently in the game was Cameron Mack, who was able to play pesky defense to get his hands on that one. Force a turnover. Screen for Torres on the other end. A chance to tie it for Iowa Wesleyan. Careless pass there, nearly stolen. Mack with the ball, slow things down. Gets a screen from Fernandez. Nice release. A high pass caught by Mack, brought down. Halfway up and down was the three-point shot. It kicks back out for a rebound, and Westminster holds its breath. Screen McCollum, mid-range J for Kobe. Wands is good. And Wands has turned it on here in the second half. A 16-point score. Has got 6 in the second to bring his total to 8. Back the other way are the Tigers. Driving in here, Torres leaves it up top. Mack, another three, no good. Off the iron and out. Rebound Hout. Kobe Wands looking to catch fire here. Leaves it over for his brother on the left wing. They pass it back to him. They work down low. Back up top for Stephen Brandt into the game. Up and in. A low post finish for Stephen Brandt. And Westminster back up to 7 with the lead. Screen and release. Torres nearly lost the handle on that one. Back over to drive by Avery Clark, who nearly loses it. He's able to find a cutting Fernandez. He goes up and in with the reverse and brings it back to 5. Tight pressure from Fernandez. Westminster looking for an open shot. They're working around Carter Wands. Down low to Hout. Tight pass there. He goes up with the right hand and finishes. Under heavy duress, hurting his arm, clearly in some pain. But Hout able to finish nonetheless. Nolan Hout with 5 in the night. 56-49. Westminster up by a touchdown, but that changes with the finish from Banks. Austin Banks with his 4 points of the night to bring the Tigers back within 5. You just have a feeling that this one's going to come down to the final stretch. 10:30 remaining in the second half. Nice job by Carter Wands to finish in transition with the left hand. He scores. And the Blue Jays still looking for that separation. They've been able to take up to a 12-point lead. That was their biggest lead of the night right before halftime. They haven't been able to fully put Iowa Wesleyan away. Pesky defense from the Blue Jays. Working it over Torres. Able to create a little bit of space and create his own shot. Missed there, but a follow and a score from Fernandez. Alex Huseman is going to call a timeout. Iowa Wesleyan wants to talk it over. They trail Westminster by only 5 points. 10 minutes and 2 seconds remaining in the second half. You're listening to Westminster Men's Hoops on the Westminster Athletics YouTube page. Back in Fulton, where Westminster leads 58-53. 10 minutes even remaining. It's been a fantastic doubleheader of basketball. Thanks for joining us for both the men's and women's games here on campus at historic Westminster Gym. 20 to shoot for the Blue Jays in the half-court offense. Stubbing in is Stu Hollinsworth. Just had the basketball at the top of the key. Working over to jab step by Howe. Over to Kobe, who shoots a three, no good, off the right iron and out. Kobe Wands couldn't connect on the three. And a whistle on a loose ball foul. The Tigers will retain possession though. Flip in from Neubauer. Over to Austin Banks. Moving left to right in the black road uniforms. Fernandez works it over. Down low to Rebel, who's able to create some space and score. Nifty ball movement there and a nice feed from Neubauer, who finds Rebel and gets the Tigers back within 3. 58-55, the advantage for Westminster. 9 minutes and 11 seconds remaining. And a loose ball foul here, an illegal screen. They're going to turn it over and give the Tigers a chance to tie the game on this possession. Costly error there for the Blue Jays to give it right back. In a game where Westminster has led by as many as 12, they find themselves on the mend here. Banks working it around Neubauer, an open shot from the left wing and connects. Jake Neubauer ties the game. He's got 14 to lead the Tigers in scoring. It's a brand new ball game, folks. Screen and release from Hollinsworth. Dribble handoff for Kobe Wands. Three from the top of the key for Hout. Not his best shot. Fought for and rebounded by Drace recently into the game. Hout back up. Second unit on for Westminster. Hollinsworth leaves it for Kobe Wands. Size advantage for Iowa Wesleyan. And a force shot there from Drace, but he somehow hits. Under heavy duress, Hayden Drace was able to go up and suspend himself in midair and somehow hit the shot with the right hand. He grabs Westminster the lead once more. Banks finds a wide open man in the corner. And Iowa Wesleyan has the lead. Alberto Torres recently into the game and hits a big three and gives Iowa Wesleyan its first lead since early in the first half. Left wing three, forced shot from Brandt. Not what you wanted there for Westminster, and they're in danger of going down here. Torres with the ball, shovels it over to Banks. Down low to Austin Rebel recently in the game. Flips it up Torres, an extra pass. Neubauer cuts, floats it up, and no good. Rebound Stephen Brandt. And after the ill-advised three-pointer, Stephen Brandt saves his case with a big rebound there. 61-60. Iowa Wesleyan has claimed the lead. 7:17 remaining in the second half. And a steal from Neubauer, but a whistle. Stephen Brandt had to foul to prevent the transition jailbreak. But either way, Westminster has looked absolutely phased in the second half. Again, they led 44-34 at halftime. But the Tigers outscoring the Blue Jays 27-16 in the second frame. Recently back in is Avery Clark. He's got the ball and he flips it over to Neubauer. Been a pest and a thorn in the Westminster side, I should say. Foul on the floor. It looks like they're going to get Brantford that one. He's very upset. He'll stick with the Tigers. So on, Colin Kaywood back in. Stephen Brandt. Take a breather. Inbound from Clark under his own basket. Feed down low. Kick back out to Clark. Cameron Mack into the game as well. You see him there in the left wing. They feed it down low to Austin Rebel. Back up top for Neubauer. Down low to Rebel. Creating space in the post. Goes up with the left hand. Forces the shot. No good. And the rebound to Stu Hollinsworth. Screen from him. Hollinsworth. Drace looking to create some space. And a little too ambitious with that one. Draw complete air. They're going to say Hayden Drace got fouled, and he'll go to the free throw line. No wonder it drew complete air. Holman, Drace, I should say, a 6'2", 175 junior from Olin, Missouri. A transfer from the School of the Osage. 50% free throw shooter, so this could be hit or miss. Hits the first one. Ties the game, 61 all. 6:25 remaining. 5.4 points a game for Drace. He's been called upon a bigger role tonight, and he hits the second one. 8 points in the night for him. Colin Kaywood still leading the Blue Jays with 15 points. A chance to create a 2-point lead here. And Drace converts all three. Big free throws there from the 50% free throw shooter. And suddenly Westminster has another lead. 63-61, they lead it. 6 minutes and 20 seconds remaining left to play in the Westminster gym. Clark driving in now. Looks like a kick ball. He'll stay with the Tigers. Actually going to get Romo Tab on the foul. 3 fouls a night for him. 11 points. He's been quieted compared to his usual numbers. Came in at 18 and 6 as far as his season averages. Clark at the line, already 3 of 4 from the charity stripe this evening. And Stephen Brandt is going to sub back in. Looks like they are going to pull Tab just to make sure that he doesn't risk fouling out. So again, it's 4 fouls in the night for Tab, I beg your pardon, but 5 fouls to foul out of the game at the collegiate level. Clark with a chance to tie it. A 44% free throw shooter coming in. He's 5 of 6 in the night, and he does just that. So Carter Wands with the basketball. The game hanging in the balance here down the stretch. Carter Wands with a nice bounce pass, finds Brandt, who finishes with 2 hands. Nice job there by Stephen Brandt, able to go up and finish. And Westminster once again with the lead in the Seesaw affair. Clark drives in, poked away by Brandt. And a chance to get out on one in transition for Westminster. Hollinsworth finishes with the right hand. Nice play by Stu. And Westminster now up by 4. Neubauer working it around. Back up top for Clark. He's hit 3 tonight and he connects on his 4th. Avery Clark, after hitting 6 in the team's last game, hits his 4th this evening. 10 threes in his last 2 games. Hollinsworth. Kaywood. A 1-point game. 67-66, Westminster the lead. 5 minutes remaining. And a whistle here as Kaywood tried to get position in the low post. Looks like they're going to get Cameron Mack. Just want to make sure I had the correct number on the foul. 17 fouls for both teams. Clearly over the bonus. So we'll shoot free throws from here on out. Kaywood at the line. On the night, 2-of-2 from the line. His first one is up and good. 90% free throw shooter, so it'd be rare if he misses. Shooting the 1-and-1. The second one is up and good. 69-66, Westminster takes the advantage. And it's been such a tightly contested second half after a fierce scoring run to start it from Iowa Wesleyan. Banks calling for an isolation. Standing screen for Rebel. Double comes from Westminster. Avery Clark comes over to help out his man. Calls for an isolation once again. Clark takes it up. No good with the left hand, but a foul. And it does look like by his reaction they're going to get Stu Hollinsworth in that one, who has immensely struggled this evening. 3 of 9 from the field. That's a second personal foul. 7.6 rebounds. Just hasn't been on the floor contributing like he normally does. Clark at the line has been able to get to the cup and draw contact so much this evening. His 7th free throw of the evening is up and good. 6 of 7 from the line. He leads all scorers with 18 this evening. Came in as a 44% free throw shooter. That number is certainly going to go up. He's now 8 of 9. 69-68. Westminster a 1-point advantage over Iowa Wesleyan. And aggressive play by Carter Wands on the rip-through move, turned the basketball over. A substitution here, Kobe Wands in for Hayden Drace. Coach Mitchell making sure that he's got some fresh legs on the floor. This one's shaping up to be a classic from a building rich with so much history. Henry P. Iba Court and Westminster Gym. Thank you again for joining us. Thank you to Kirsten Carney for making it happen for us. Nice charge there drawn by Stephen Brandt. A little too aggressive was Austin Rebel. I beg your pardon, they're actually going to keep it on the floor. Wasn't quite set was Brandt. Thought by the reaction from the crowd and the Westminster bench that was surely a charge. Rebel at the free throw line for the first time tonight. His first one is up and good. 10 points on his evening. Make it 11 there. We'll get a timeout between the first and the second. 69 all. Stick with us because this one is shaping up to be a good one down the stretch. 4 minutes and 8 seconds remain from Westminster Gym. You're watching Westminster Men's Hoops here on the Westminster Athletics YouTube page. Back with you in Fulton. Austin Rebel shooting the second of 2 free throws. A chance to give his team the lead. In a dead heat. 69 all. 4 minutes and 8 seconds remain. Rebel misses the chance to give his team the lead. And Westminster with a chance to capitalize. 4 minutes and 3 seconds remaining in this one. Dribble handoff Kaywood. Back over to Romo Tab, just subbed into the game. Working it around. Nice job there by Carter. Wants to deke out his man and create an open lane and a cut towards the basket. High basketball on cue on display there. And it gives Westminster the lead. 3 minutes, 39 seconds remain. Westminster 71. Iowa Wesleyan 69. Down low, Rebel. Finishes with the left hand and ties the game. This one just seems like it's going to come down to the very last shot, the way these two teams are playing. Light screen from Tab. Working around to Wands. Over to Hollinsworth, just subbed in. Wands again. Carter Wands had a huge shot his last touch. 10 seconds in the shot clock. 3 minutes to play. Tab driving in, nearly loses control of it, and he flips it up in an errant shot, no good. Out in transition, long pass for Fernandez, leaves it on the right wing. Neubauer a three, no good. Fight for the offensive rebound, it hits the floor in a kick ball. It'll be Westminster basketball. That would have been a huge play if Neubauer were able to connect on that three-pointer. But Romo Tab, under heavy contract, had to flip up a shot. And there was a chance in transition for Fernandez to score, but he passed it up. Neubauer had an open three, a chance. 2 minutes and 42 seconds remaining. 71 all. Westminster and Iowa Wesleyan. Handoff Wands. Over to Hollinsworth. Carter Wands. Crowd really getting loud. The loudest I've heard it this evening. Bad pass by Carter Wands. He's able to fight for it and get it back. And Wands drives to the hoop. And a whistle. And they're going to get Avery Clark on a foul. So Carter Wands, after hitting that huge shot, turned the ball over, was able to fight for it and get it back, drive to the cup, nearly turned it over again, but he was fouled by Avery Clark. And that'll send Carter Wands to the free throw line. A 71% free throw shooter, shooting 1 and 1. He converts on the first. He and his brother Kobe both hailing from Rolla High School in Rolla, Missouri. Wands, not much of an offensive threat, but averaging a career-high 6.6 points per game. Member of the all-defensive team last year. His second one is no good. Rebound, Austin Rebel. In a lot of pain. Easily could have been over the back call there on Hollinsworth, but they don't call it. Screen from Rebel. Over to Clark. Nearly turned it over. Pesky defense from Carter Wands, and you see why he was named to that all-defensive team last year. Putting on a clinic on the other end of the basketball. Torres just subbed in. He handed it off to Clark. Down low to Rebel. Grahams some space, and Hollinsworth spikes it off of Rebel. Athletic play there by Stu Hollinsworth. Rebel is not pleased because he is banged up. But it is a legal and fair basketball move. You saw it there as Hollinsworth was suspended out of bounds. He tossed it in off of Rebel as it spiked out of bounds. 1 minute and 54 seconds remaining. We're under 2 here. Romo Tab an open three. No good. That would have really sent this place into a frenzy if Tab were able to bury that one. And the referee nearly got in that pass. Torres still able to squeeze it. 72-71 Westminster with the lead here in Fulton. A minute and 30 seconds remain. Iowa Wesleyan scrambling. Tight press defense. Open shot for, and they turn it over. Neubauer took too many steps. And Iowa Wesleyan squanders a huge chance to score. Timeout, Alex Huseman. They will talk it over in this very key moment of this game. A minute and 26 seconds remaining in the second half. How we got here. It was a close contest all throughout the first half until about 5 minutes remaining. Westminster had just a 1-point lead. And then with score 29-28. Colin Kaywood, the leading scorer tonight for the Blue Jays, hit a huge three that propelled Westminster into the driver's seat. After that time, they went on a 16-6 run to close at the half. But Iowa Wesleyan responded with a ferocious run of their own. And they drew this game and actually took the lead after trailing by 12 in that first half. And since then, it has been a slugfest. That's where we currently sit. 72-71 the score. A minute and 26 seconds remaining in the second half. This will be a huge win for both teams. Expectations coming into the year, neither one have been able to follow. Both teams looking for win number 2. Kaywood inbound, gets it into Carter Wands. He has been all over the end of this game. 1:22 remaining. Wands, Tab, dribble handoff Kaywood. 1:14 remaining. Hollinsworth. Back to Wands. 12 to shoot. Tight defense from Iowa Wesleyan. Kobe Wands an open shot from the top of the key. No good. Low percentage shot drawn there by Iowa Wesleyan. And with under a minute remaining, down by 1, they've got a chance to take the lead. Nearly a turnover by Banks, but a whistle called. And it'll stay down here with the Tigers. 47 seconds remaining. Westminster 72, Iowa Wesleyan 71. Banks will go to the free throw line with the chance to propel his team into the lead, shooting 1-1. On the floor for both teams. Clark, Neubauer, Austin Rebel in the middle for Iowa Wesleyan. Banks at the free throw line, and Alberto Torres over for the rebound. First one is up and good. So Banks ties the game 72-all, 48 seconds remaining. We're going to get a substitution. Fernandez on for Torres. Both Wands brothers are on the floor for Westminster. Hollinsworth is in, as well as Romo Tab and Colin Kaywood. Banks missed a huge free throw, and this one is tied. Strap in, folks. We got a good one down the stretch. 44 seconds remain. Wands tied at 72. Westminster with the basketball. Tab. Kaywood working it around Wands. 30 seconds left to play. 12 to shoot. Up top to Wands. Crowd getting into it. Kaywood down low to 1. Back over to Tab. Tab pressured in the low post. Back over Kaywood. 3 to shoot. Hoisted from the left wing. No good, but a foul. With 17.6 left to play, Colin Kaywood with a huge job of drawing contact. And he'll go to the free throw line for what should be 3 huge free throws. And the crowd will quiet. Kaywood leads Westminster with 17 points. 4-4 at the free throw line. He connects on the first one. A 90% shooter at a Helias Catholic school in Jefferson City. 73-72, Westminster takes the advantage. 17.6 left to play. Second one is up and good. Kaywood has been huge with his free throw shooting tonight. 6 of 6 from the line. Got a chance to really put Westminster in a great position with the 7th, and he connects. Colin Kaywood practicing those free throws is paying off. Westminster 75, Iowa Wesleyan 72. We're setting up for the finish here from Westminster Gym. We'll be right back with you on the Westminster Athletics YouTube page. Well, folks, this could be the last offensive possession of the night. If it is, I want to say thank you for tuning in. Got great numbers on our broadcast, both the men and women's calls this evening. Once again, Garrett Jones, proud to have been a part of your evening. I hope you stayed inside warm in your beds. Got to enjoy a great basketball game. This one was certainly entertaining. Westminster 75, Iowa Wesleyan 72. The Tigers with the basketball. Overtime might be in the back of our minds, but certainly not in the players. They want to end this thing in regulation. They get into Torres. Avery Clark with 16 seconds. Clark with 15. They call a timeout and advance the ball into the front court, where Coach Huseman and company will be able to design a half-court play. 13.1 seconds left to play with. It is going to be make or break for Iowa Wesleyan, and for Westminster, you just got to hold. They've led this game by 12 points. We're going to get a substitution. Cameron Mack is going to sub into the game. Tigers opting for shooting. If you're looking for a guy with a hot hand. Avery Clark has 19 points in the evening. They could look to him in the inbounds pass. Jake Neubauer's got 14. Austin Rebel in the low post, if they go that route, has 13 points and 14 rebounds. You have to think that Coach Mitchell and company are going to leave Remo Tab, even with 4 fouls in the game, for the low post protection. But Wesleyan needs a 3. Trailing by that exact number. 13.4 seconds remaining for the visitors to try to make something happen. Kaywood, Tab, Hollinsworth, and both Wan brothers take the floor for Westminster. We'll see what unit Coach Huseman sends out there for the Tigers. 75-72, 13.4 seconds to try to decide this ball game. Westminster's played well enough to win it. They've had as much as a 12-point lead in this one. Can they hold on? Inbound Banks. 9 to play. Down low to Torres. Passes up to easy two-pointer. Kick out. Clark halfway down and out. No good. Rebound Westminster. And the Blue Jays get away. Was there a foul? It looks like there was. So a foul on Cameron Mack will extend this one. They worked it into Banks, who got it to Clark. He had a corner 3. That's exactly what they wanted. They went halfway up and down. Clark easily could have sent this game into overtime. But before that, Alberto Torres passed up a wide open 2. Easily uncontested on the line, and wants the chance to put this one on ice with just a third of a second remaining. He hits the first. And all the Tigers will have to do is inbound the basketball to accept their fate. 76-72. Kobe Wan struggled all evening, but he was able to put this one on ice when it counted. And he hits the second one. So it'll be a 5-point win for Westminster. They hang on to the end in some theatrics. And they send the visiting Iowa Wesleyan Tigers back home with a loss. Westminster picks up win number 2 of the year, 77-72 over Iowa Wesleyan. You heard it here on the Westminster Athletics YouTube page. We'll take a quick look at the summary stats. Westminster 77 points to Iowa Wesleyan 72. 48% from the floor were the Tigers, 49% for the Blue Jays. 11 three-pointers hit for Iowa Wesleyan, 5 for Westminster. Both teams shot well at the free throw line. 73 for Iowa Wesleyan, 77 for Westminster. 26 rebounds for Westminster, 32 for Iowa Wesleyan. So despite winning the rebound battle, the Tigers lose the game. 11 turnovers for Westminster, 18 for Iowa Wesleyan. 19 points off those turnovers for the Blue Jays. Individually, Colin Kaywood, the player of the game, 20 points, 7 for 7 at the line, including 3 huge late free throws. Propelled them to victory. Remo Tab with 11. Kobe Wands with 10. Carter Wands had 9. Hayden Drace had 9. Stu Hollinsworth with 7. Stephen Brandt with 6. Nolan Hott with 5. Casey McCollum took the floor on 2 separate occasions but did not score. Avery Clark led Iowa Wesleyan in strong effort. Struggled from the field but played well overall. 19 points to lead the team. Neubauer at 14. Rebel with 13. Blue Jays did a great job quieting him. Jared Fernandez with 10. Alberto Torres with 6. Austin Banks with 5. Cameron Mack with 5. Chris John took the floor but did not score. Caleb Cresswell with 0. Brian Patterson as well. So that about wrap up our evening here on the Westminster Athletics YouTube channel. For Athletic Director For Sports Information Director Kirsten Carney for having us out. Signing off for the last time this evening, I'm Garrett Jones. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. Once again, your final in the women's game, Westminster 75, Iowa Wesleyan 58. And in the men's game, Westminster 77, Iowa Wesleyan 72. Signing off for now. Thanks so much for joining us.